Data-driven graphics with UMG, Unreal Motion Graphics module, and it's another workflow that I want to share with you guys in a very basic and easy manner. When I say very basic and easy, it means that I just want to attract those people who don't have any experience with reality or Unreal. So they start learning the Unreal, because at Zero Density, what we believe that more you learn Unreal, more you love reality. This is what we are thinking. Yeah,
I totally agree.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on. Data-driven graphics with UMG. I don't take much of your time on this presentation, just give you a quick walkthrough what we're gonna do and then start practically in front of you. What is UMG? Unreal Motion Graphics module, UMG, is meant to design some HUDs and some screens, some user interfaces, buttons and menus to drive your game, RTS or RPG games, whatever. And it helps you to create a user interface content, like I've already tell you that the buttons and interactive screens and something like this. It looked like something like this. You see right here that we have few buttons and we have a few, that boxes, interactive boxes, when you want to select different weapons, you want to check your health and everything. So it is a most common feature of Unreal, but how we use it in broadcast, I have a very good example of it. Mm-hmm. And it is the award-winning NASCAR Race Hub virtual set. Fox Sports guys did a great job designing this virtual set, and you know that they use UMGs quite intensively. Yeah. So if you don't watch it, just visit our YouTube channel, yeah, and just check it out. So this is what I'm going to share in a different manner, definitely, today with you guys. I divide UMG or Widget Blueprint into 7 easy steps. Okay, the reality workflow. Step 1, create Widget Blueprint by just right click, create blueprint. Step 2, set desired canvas size or animate your stuff or place your elements as per your requirement. It's better to design a Photoshop layout first and then redesign or import the layers and redesign it, import the images and redesign it in Unreal. Step 3, create your logic for your blueprint for your widget. Maybe you want to change this image in real time with some other players. Maybe you want to change this number. You want to place some text and you want to control it in real time. So you need to make your logic. Step 3. Step 4, because we are discussing about 3D widget, how to project your UMG on any 3D static mesh surface. And so you need to create an actor blueprint for your static mesh. Then step 5, create dynamic materials and just create a public variable where you can connect your, in this step I will tell you. I will get back to step 6 later. These are the nodes. This is your 3D actor blueprint and this is your UMG, and this interface that I'm showing you right now is from the reality control application, reality setup, node graph, and I'm just connecting it. So it gets the texture from the UMG and project it from the static mesh that we have right here, okay? Step 6 that I skipped is the most important step, and I love this step. That's why you see that the heart sign is here, okay? Symbol is here. And this is reality export. You can export so many things from reality, like static meshes, blueprints, post-process materials, textures, and also your widget blueprints. So this is what we're going to take a look in the current webinar. Okay, and step 7, and that's it. So let's dive into it practically. First, let me give you a walkthrough of my scene. Here we go. Again, this webinar is not about virtual set designing and how I create this, and it's just a very basic uh, backdrop for my graphics. I just created it in a couple of some hours. Okay, grid and a wooden floor and everything. So how it works with the reality. Let me show you it in action again. Although you already watched our teaser for this, but again, it's worth to show you here. Okay, guys. Here we go. So what I have here, I have a video wall. Just let me make it visible for you. It has a plain surface on which I am just projecting my UMG, and I am able to control my text, numbers, and images directly from reality. Okay, and from here, this is what I'm going to do, because this is the interface that you are showing that I'm showing right now is the action builder interface, where I just create my buttons and user interface in order to operate my scene in real time. Okay, so it is a single UMG that I project over the surface. Just turn them out. And these are the static meshes that I was talking about. I just project the same UMG on these static meshes also. Okay, so it looked like something like this. You can do lots of fun stuff with this workflow, you know, and it is, you can change the images, you can change the text, and you can change the numbers and everything. And even I add some more stuff here, which is I'm controlling my lights and, you know, lots of unnecessary things. Okay, so stop it and let me show how I did it. I have another basic level just with the floor and a stage, slender, nothing else. Put some light on it, okay? I have, what I'm going to design is just a very basic example that gives you a good idea that how I did it. These are the texture from my last webinar. This guy is, you know, Christian. This is, no, messy. Come on, I know it. Okay, so I just import them, and I just, because I want to make them as crisp and visible as possible, so I just change the compression setting to user interface and turn off the mid-map streaming. Okay, there is no mid-maps now. Okay, and I did this for both of my texture because I'm going to use them on my video wall or in the UMG widget blueprint. So, and this is not the mandatory step. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, it's okay. So first, we need to start. Let me delete few things from here and just leave the important stuff there. Okay, let's start with the widget blueprint. It's right there. Step one. Okay, name it whatever you want. And you see the interface. We have design viewport here in the middle. We have option description here. We have very useful widgets right here. And most of them are games related because we don't need radio buttons and we don't need checker boxes and drop down combo boxes and these kind of stuff. But still there are some very useful tools that we can use in broadcast design workflow also. So let me set the size for my screen because I'm just designing a texture. It's not overlay graphics, which has to be like 2K or 4K or 1920, 1080 HD. So 512 by 1024, it's quite a big size, but just for demonstration. Okay. 512 by 1024 is the canvas size that I'm going to start with. Below of your screen, at the bottom of your screen, you can see a timeline. So you can design, animate, and create your logic here in the blueprint. All of them all together. So you can design, you can animate, and you can create your logic. So it is a very useful tool. What we need right now, I'm just going to drag a widget. So let me explain this palette a bit for the very, that the beginners. We have so many small widgets here, okay? And I am just going to select some of them in order to demonstrate few examples here. And the image is one of them. We already have a root panel, canvas panel. If you want it, keep it. If you don't want it, delete it. But for this example, I just want to keep it right here. Okay. I drag my image right there, or you can drag it right here. It's up to you. Okay. So I am using my image widget, and this little flower sign is very important in some cases. But for this case, I'm just going to design the texture. It's not very important at the moment for me. Okay. So even with these things, you can design responsive screens that fits for every resolution. Let me give you an example like this. You see that different sizes are here. Okay. So when you scale it, all element in the widget blueprint, scale them or adjust them by the by themselves, adjusted by themselves. Okay, just okay. I have image and I have texture. I am just going to click my texture, and in the brush setting, this is the brush, very important option here, and I'm just click swap the texture. It is there. Okay. So if you want the perfect proportion of the texture, just check this option here, size to content. It's there. But for this example, I'm not going to use the texture only. I just want to show you how should you supposed to put your material on any surface in widget blueprint. So let's create a material. Name it whatever you want, m_umg. Place the same texture here as a texture node. Link it, but this is the domain type of this material is surface, and UMG's widget blueprint doesn't support this domain type. So we need to change it to user interface first. Okay. We lost few options, but still we can do a lot with these options. So I have alpha. I want to change it or mask or translucency or whatever. Just connect your alpha channel with the alpha and the final color RGB channel to final color. Don't forget, because you want to set that texture in real time, don't forget to make it a parameter. UMG layer or something maybe. Okay, just save it. Select the material in the content browser. I just press Control B here and it automatically select the appropriate material. And swap the texture with the material. Now you don't have texture here, you have material, and this material. I'm talking about this material, user interface material, okay? So I have my player in front of me. What we're going to do is to add some, I just want to add some text here, player name and a number. That's it. Very basic example. Okay. So there is another useful widget, which is button. And you know, button are just for click in the user interface, but I am using them as a background of my text. Okay. And why? Because text align so well with the buttons. Let me show you. This is my button. I just drag it. Okay. And let me rename everything so it didn't mess up at that. It's my BG name or something. Now select the text. There are many types of text here, but for this example, I'm stick with text only. Drag it on your button. It pop up right there. Okay. So you have a background and you have the text. What I'm going to do is to change the text with something literal. You want to type player name. Okay, I'm just going to increase the font size right from here. You can change the font even. I'm just stick with the default one. Maybe 35. And I want to change my BG color from there. Something like this. And I want to align my text with my button. So select your button widget and size to content. It is very useful option here because whenever you change your text, the BG is scaled by itself now. So it works like maximizer or something. Okay. Like this. Anyway, just add left or right padding because it is just on the extreme left, touching the extreme left and right edge. 10, 10. Change the text name. It is, sorry, their name. And make a duplicate copy of both of them from there. I'm just using the same for my number also. Put some number there. Just drag it to the right, like this, and change its color. I want to add something like this, okay? Okay, we are all already there. It's very basic, not very attractive, but just to demonstrate the things. Yeah. Demonstration purpose. So it is BG underscore number, and this text is player underscore. That's it. I think I need to add one more element. Maybe an image with just a color, no texture. You see, when I put my widget into the container, root container, it pop up on the front of everything. If you want to make it a background, just put it right there. So it is working as a Z order for your graphics, okay? I just take it like this, and I'm just going to change its color, something like this. And I think that's it, not more than that. So your basic template is completed. And if I want to animate, I need to activate this area, which is grayed out right now. So I'm just going to add animation track right here. But before that, I will show you a very important option. When I move it across the border, you see that you're still seeing it. Although it's not a problem because only the renderable area is only this. But still, if you don't like it, just for the sake of your visual representation, you just need to select the root panel. In the clipping, you have clip to bound option. When you activate it, you see what happened? Now it is working as a mask, or you can say as a clipping. Now you can't see outside this, and sometimes it helps a lot. So it's there. It's right here, okay? Sorry. So select your player, and I don't know, its final position will be something like this. There is no right or wrong way to animate the things. It's up to you. I'm just place it right here. Add animation track. Name it whatever you want, okay? When you select your track after adding it, you see that this area activated right here. Now, if I want to animate my stuff, I just need to select it from the viewport or from this hierarchy. I'm just clicking on the player, set it as per your requirement. I'm just selecting FPS, 12, 25 frame. Time as frame just for this example. Okay, so on 15th frame, this is my final position, right? Just scroll down and find render transform. This is the place where you have to animate your things. Even you can see these options, these keyframe options right here. You can keyframe these values also, but I don't recommend these. Why? Because you already put some values here. It's not 0 to start with, okay? So it's always a good idea if you want to animate the position, rotation, or scale or something, like all the transformation value, it is a good idea to start it with the render transform. Just going to insert a keyframe at this location. It's there. And on 0, I am just going to take it outside of the bound. Right there or there. And insert another keyframe. That's it. This is the most common option that I think that 99%, maybe 100% of the people attending the webinar know about this. And it works like this. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So let's animate another thing. Maybe this one, which is my red BG. On press Ctrl G to go to time command and select 10th keyframe. This is my final position for this background, and I'm going to put a keyframe on x-axis only right now. Then on 0, I'm going to drag it outside and put another keyframe. Sorry. So now it looks like something like this. Okay. Now this is what the same I'm going to do with other thing, like I'm going to animate my player name now. And maybe on 15, I want its final position right here. And on 0, I'm dragging it outside the bound, right there. Inserted keyframe. I did this, yes. So it works something like this. Okay, and the BG number, I'm doing the same with this guy also, but maybe on 10th. This is the final position for my number. And I'm going to put a keyframe right there. And on 0, I'm just going to drag it outside of the bound. Insert another keyframe. So how it works, how it looks like something like this. Yay! Create a template, not a template, just a graphics and animation. And we will going to make it a template, so you can change the image, text, play reverse animation, play forward animation, number, and everything. Okay, so this is just a starting point where I after that I will take you into the blueprint stuff. If you have any question till now,
yeah,
yes,
I think we have.
Yeah.
So we have 4 questions. The first one actually was about the zero density starter content that we were showing in the first place.
Okay.
So one of our attendees are asking, is there a way to test or use these blueprints without having a zero density license?
No.
No, they exist in our starter content.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, some more technical ones. The first one actually, how can I use a video in source, such as a live feed, as a texture?
This is what I showed you in the starter content example. You just have to export the texture parameters to the reality node graph, and that's it. Whatever you connect with the as a media input, it appears there. I just take an example that I just take video from my disk. This is what you can get from the Aja nodes also. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it works. It is very simple mechanism. You have to design a blueprint with a very basic logic and expose the texture node as a texture render target 2D to the reality node graph. This is what I am going to do right now. So
great. Wait for it.
Yeah, wait for it. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So the next question is, can we bring button background along with the player's alpha image?
I don't understand.
Can we bring button background along with the player's alpha image? When you were playing with the buttons background, like it was some other color, but there's alpha image. I think they might.
They are talking about.
If it's something else, just post it.
This button.
I think yes, yeah.
This button with alpha image.
Of the player.
I didn't try buttons with the alpha image. Whenever I want to use the alpha image over the button, I always convert it type to the image first. And then I'm using the texture, alpha texture, and it works fine.
Mm-hmm.
With the button type, I don't know it works because I just use the button for aligning my text and these kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's worth trying maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
And the last question is, let me see, can we access the timeline keyframes from Blueprint?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do this. You can access your timeline keyframes with the blueprint. Not only this timeline, but every timeline. Even you can access your timeline frames, keyframes of the sequencer also in the blueprint.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
And in the node graph.
Yes, in the node graph also. Yes, and we can expose them and we can set them in real time. Yes, you can do this. But still, there is one thing, because lots of the attendees are new and this is the first webinar for them. I always, in the last webinar, I just ask, just let me switch. It's kind of weird when you are not seeing me and I'm just talking. So just wait. Here we go.
I think people can see you. Yeah.
Okay, but I want them to see me bigger.
Ah, okay. So you don't share your screen, I think.
Yes,
I
just stopped sharing my screen. Yes, now you can see. So this webinar is all about the reality. If you want to learn Unreal, there are millions of resources out there, and few of them that I like I learned Blueprint communication from Zach Parrish, right? He have a very good webinar excellent webinar on YouTube, and I learned a lot when I started 2 or 3 years ago. I started Unreal. Okay. This webinar is more about the reality content, but still you can learn a lot, because reality virtual studio is a fork version of Unreal. So when I'm doing my stuff, it's not out of Unreal. You can learn a lot, but if it is more focused towards the reality content and reality workflows and these kind of stuff. So if you have any question regarding the reality workflow, you can ask. And even I don't say that you can't ask Unreal question. Yes, definitely you can ask it. Yeah, you can definitely ask, and I will refer you to the resources instead describing them or doing them in front of you right now. Okay.
I'll post the
link.
Yeah,
you must. You have the links, right?
Oh, I will share.
Great.
Yeah, okay. I think we have answered, but there are some new questions, I think. Just how can I use a clip instead of an image?
Clip?
Clip like video clip.
Oh, if you want to use a video clip, you can use it just like you can design it. Like if I want to change this image with a video clip, I can do this in Reality Node Graph.
Yeah. It's just a still image, video image, or a
yes.
real video feed.
Whatever. You just need to expose this texture node, and whatever you connect with this texture, you can see it in real time. So I can change this messy image with my video feed also. Yeah. So you definitely can do this. We will going to see it in a moment.
There's 2 more questions. Maybe we just cover them and continue. Or
I want to continue, and then I will take it again.
Then we'll take it.
So let's get back into the blueprint. Okay, so this is the blueprint screen that you're seeing right now, and I have variables and macros and functions and add new component. But these are my exposed components from here. You can see that we have BG name, BG number, player, BG, and even the animation is here. You can create your own logic on that. Okay, so oh, I forget to share my screen. I'm extremely sorry.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Okay, now you can see. All right, so I just click on the graph and I'm showing you this, that we have all the components here. Okay, BG, player, BG name, BG number, everything is here. But where's the text? Player number and player name. You have to make it a variable in order to get them in your blueprint. So just click right here, select your text, click right here. And your player number is here and your player name is here. I'm just dragging them out as a getter by just pressing the control key. When you drag it, it asks you get or set. I am selecting this one, but the shortcut is press control, drag, getter, press alt, drag, setter. Both of them are different from each other. Okay, so I am taking it as a getter, and what I want to do, I just want to change my image. I'm going to make it a template, right? I just want to change my image, my player name, and my player number. So in order to do this, I need to make a logic, very basic, just few nodes. Drag, pin, set text from here. Again, you can repeat this for this also, and you can definitely make a function for this also. But in order to explain this to the, definitely I'm targeting the new user and beginners. So I am going to make it as much easier as possible. Okay. So I need to, in order to give the input to this text field, player name, I need to create a variable and it must be public. PLAY, player name. Just click on the eye icon, or you can make it right from there. And the type will be string. Drag it, connect it with the text field, and you get automatic conversion here from text to string. Okay. Now, this pin required an event or function. We are in the event graph, so custom event works fine. I'm going to set a callback event on it, on change, on changed, player name, and sorry, yes, it's fine. Now, why on changed underscore player name? Because this keyword is, whenever you use this with the custom event, it make it a callback event. Whenever this value, which I write right here after underscore change, it triggers the event. Okay. Whenever this value change, triggers that event. So spell check is very important at this time. Player name. So make it sure I copy it and paste it right there. Compile, done, nothing else. Press Ctrl W to make a duplicate copy of the set text function. Again, give it a target. Now I'm changing, I'm giving input to my player number also. Create another variable, which is player number. Make it public, drag it, connect it. And again, copy the name and create another callback event. Connect it with this guy. Okay. This is all we need to do with the text. That's it. Nothing else. It is just a repetition that you are seeing right now. I just used the text. I just used a variable, connect them. And there is another way if you want to, but I don't do. It's my personal experience that binding causes a little, it's a little resource hungry feature. I don't know why, but it is. So if you want to test it like this, select your text and bind it with the function. You can do this with images and text and everything, but I'm not going for this. Okay, so what we gonna do with the image? Yes, so what we have now, we already set input for our player name, we already set input for our number, and now it's time to change our image. We want to change it in real time. So I am dragging out my player. In order to get its material, in its texture, I need to get its material first. Get, just type dynamic material. And I'm going to connect it with the event begin play. We don't have definitely in the widget blueprint, so construct, event construct works just fine. And what I'm doing right now, I'm just extracting my material as an instance from this player. And which material? This material, okay? And store it into a variable for me. Just name it whatever you want, mat instance, okay? And I'm just dragging it out. I want to change, this parameter is very important for us, UMG underscore player name. Just copy it from here because I want to change this texture, okay? This node, and it's the node name is UMG underscore player. So just drag it, type texture, and you will get set texture parameter value. For what? For this material, okay? Just paste your parameter right here and just create a custom event for it. Image change or whatever. Naming convention is up to you. And I'm just going to put a public variable with this value. So when we change the variable, it changed the image. What type? Name it. And the type will be slate brush. This is a special type of texture with 4 or 5 different parameters. Just compile it. When you connect it with this, it is not compatible, okay? Because it is the texture type and this is slate brush. What we're going to do right now, just make some space. Just going to make some space for me. What I'm going to do right now is drag it out, break slate brush for me. And this is what we need to change. This is image. Let me show you. This is brush. Brush has so many things right here, okay? But we need to change this parameter. But still, this is not the true texture type that I need. What I'm going to do is to cast change its, in order to change its type, I'm going to cast it. And that's it. Did I make it public? Yes. Maybe UMG there. Okay. Done. Everything is set it up. Compile it, save it, and move to the next step, which is actor blueprint, in which we have our 3D geometry, static mesh, and then I'm going to project this texture over that. Okay. Before that, Naime, do we have?
Let's see. We have two questions actually. And the first question is like, it was about the button and the text again actually. So can longer strings be made smaller to fit the box? I think like you are fixing the box to the size of the
Yes,
text.
longer strings scale themselves to fit in the box. If we are doing with the blueprint, of course we can do this. And most of the time it is not scaled on X and Y both axes. It is scaled on just on the X axis, right? Not on the Y. So it fit with the box, but so it looks weird when we when we scale it from X and Y also. So we can do it with the blueprint. Of course it's there. But if you want to avail the default functionality, yes, it's there, but it scales your text from X and Y also. Let me find it for you.
Maybe you need to share it again. Yeah, you'll show it.
Yeah, I will show it.
And the second one is, can we render these output for post-production work? I think, can we use these rendered outputs for post-production?
Render directly from the reality for the post-production? Yes.
I think, yeah, of course, yeah. So like, I think these are for now, these are all questions we have.
Okay, and let me search my.
Thank you.
These are, I have something. Oh, sorry, again. It is the scale box, okay? And when you put your text inside, and there is another thing, which is the size box. I don't remember actually the scale box or size box or both of them. When you put your text inside, it will scale down according to the content, but it's always, this is what I experience. I don't know if someone have a workaround. What I experience, that it scale the text from X and Y axis both. So if you just want to scale your text from the X axis, this is what I see in the broadcast environment. Okay, on the graphics and CGs and everything.
Yeah.
You need to create a blueprint for it. Of course, it's there and you can do it easily. Maybe our next webinar, I will cover just these kind of functions. Just if you note it down.
I'll just note it down. Yeah, for sure.
I will show them.
Yeah.
Okay. So blueprints are ready on the widget side only. Okay. Save, compile and save. And let's start creating an actor blueprint. Right click, blueprint class, definitely actor, BP underscore 3D widget or something. And I'm just going to add a static mesh component here. 3D widget. And what I'm going to do right now is just select what I don't have anything. Yeah, maybe sorry, not this. Plane. A plane is right there. Okay, fine. It also carries. Yeah, maybe this one works fine. Okay, so I just need to create another material for my static mesh. UMG, and put any texture that you want, because we need to swap this texture, this material, or this texture with UMGs. So anything dummy will work fine. On the surface, sorry, opaque, translucent, alpha, immersive, and select this guy. Yeah, it works fine. Okay. Control B, select your material and change this material right here. But I need to make a parameter. SM, sorry, texture, and because I want to change this texture with my widget, and just scale it proportionally. What we have here, 51211024, just 1:2 ratio here. Okay, I am just going to scale it something like this. That's it. And move it a bit on the surface. Okay, just place it somewhere right here so you can see what it looked like. Okay, now a very basic setup of nodes on the event begin, play, or construction. In the construction script, you just need to create, because you want to change the texture, you need to get the material first. You can do this something like this. Select your 3D mesh, right click, and it's there. It come with the static mesh also. So you just need to plug it, promote to the variable, name it, and you just need to drag it, set the texture for it. And what was the name of the texture? Parameter, SM underscore texture. This, because we changed this, I'm repeating myself again and again, because we want to change this texture to UMG, to be my widget blueprint on that particular mesh, right? So it's there. Create a new variable, name it whatever you want. I just name it UMG, and I am going to place it, I'm going to change its type to render target texture 2D. Just drag it outside and connect it. Now I'm going to use a callback function for this purpose, right? Custom event on changed underscore UMG. That's it. Did I spell it right? On changed UMG. Yes, it's right. Whenever this change, it triggers this event. Okay, we change this parameter of this material. Whenever we change this variable, it triggered this event. We change this parameter of this material right there. This is how it works. Okay, that's it. If you want to add some fancy animation on the static mesh, yes, you can do this, and you can create your own logic, maybe add more functionality to the static mesh, add another layer of logic on top of the UMG, whatever. I'm just leaving it right there because of the time cost, right? Okay. So I think one more thing that I need to change, image change, I need to create another function. Okay, where is animation? Why don't you guys tell me? Oh my God, it's there.
They're just silent and watching.
Okay, just drag, I'm just dragging my animation right here, and I want to play it, and I want to reverse it. I am doing it in a very basic manner. Okay, there are several other ways. If someone asks me to create a professional template, definitely my approach is very different. But in order to tell the audience that how easy it is,
Yeah,
and how just motivate them to get started with Unreal,
yeah,
I'm just doing it in a simple manner,
yeah.
and understandable manner, right? So forward, reverse. This is what I'm going to do with my animation. Connect both of them. Very simple. Right click, create a custom event for this. I can create a function but we are doing with events, so I'm going to stick with it. Play anim. Connect it right here. Sorry. There is a function which helped me execute both of these pin. When I click first time, it execute play forward, and when I hit the same event second time, it play the reverse. Okay. Now I'm going to make a function for this. Play anim. Connect it. Here it is. And I'm going to create another function for image change. That's it. Now I am moving towards the final step. Just save them, save them. Okay, now we just need to export UMG and see the result. That's it, nothing. Except one thing that I need to, in order to export this blueprint, we have two options. We can export it with the export utility, with the export option in the project setting, or we can use ZDactor. And when we put ZDactor component right here, it means that this blueprint exposed in the reality node graph for further processing. Okay. Edit, and I love this option. Reality exports, and okay, we have something like, let me delete it and create it from scratch for you guys. Just add element, name it whatever you want. It's up to you. UMG, and From the drop down, select your BP underscore UMG. This is the UMG that you want to export, right? Right here. Here we go. And that's it. After export, it's good practice to save and compile your UMG again. This is what I'm doing always. Okay. So, guys, let's check it. Click, hit play, and in the reality node graph, I already have a basic node graph there. Is here, and I'm just going to delete everything from there. Keep it widget. Let me show you what. We are here, and I'm just going to show you where is, just need to find where is my blueprint. I think I lost it. No problem. Let me find it. Okay, it's better to have my UMG connected with Edge so I can see it easily where it is. This is my blueprint, and you see that there is a UMG node here. Okay, right click, create UMG template, and my UMG is right here. The same UMG that I designed. Okay, connect this UMG with this. Okay, there is my blueprint. You see that this is why, that's why we can't see it, because it has no texture on it. And I'm just going to play my animation from there. There, it's there. And what was the size of that UMG? It was 512 by 1024. It's there. So here we go. Let me just take you. What we can do with this? Yes, first, let me, it's there. Can we try to change the name? Yes. A shorter name. It works fine. Can we try to change the number? Yes, we can. Make it 25, you see? 30. Now, we need to change the texture. Messi with, I want to swap it with Cristiano. Right click, create UMG, because it is a slate brush type, right? Right click, create UMG, and select a converter here. It converts your conventional texture to the brush type, okay? Just click, connect them, right click, create media IO. We have a search option there, but I'm doing this so you can see that we have lots of options, other options there, okay? Media input, just connect your media input right there. And I'm going to select my texture. Here we go. And I just want to show you in real time that Ta-da! Oh, just slightly. I didn't take care of the size, height, and yes, it's working. It is a very basic. It's a very basic plane that I am projecting my geometry on it, and you can have a very complex geometry as well, right? You can have curves and everything.
Yeah.
But you need to set your UVs layout accordingly. Okay, so everything is working absolutely fine as we expected. We are changing the texture, we are playing the animation, we are changed the numbers, we are changed the text. And just going to save it right here, and let's move on. And before I move on, I just need to ask Naime, do we have questions?
Yeah, we just have one for you. It's saying, what is AI on executable actions? What does it do? AI on executable actions. I didn't follow, but like.
Who is the guy?
Joaquim Herrera, I think.
Okay, can you ask him to elaborate it more for me?
Yeah, you can put it on the chat if you want, Joaquim, right now. So
yeah, sure.
We will know what you are exactly talking about. Exactly. So we are waiting for that. In the meantime, I think we
can continue.
Yeah, I think we can continue, and in the last Q&A session, we'll come back.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is more or less everything that I want to tell you in this webinar. But if we move on, we have so many things. Okay, just let me share my screen again. Otherwise, okay. What if I have 5 texture? I have so many workarounds. 5 static meshes. I have so many workarounds, and one workaround and workflow. One workflow that I follow is, I will show you. Now I am giving you a walkthrough of my scene now, okay? What I have, let me show you my blueprints. Let me close these extra stuff from there. What I have this widget blueprint. Player name, number, image. That's it. A border, a glow around the border. That's it. Nothing else. Because I want 5 static meshes, I have so many workarounds. I have so many other ways to project my one UMG onto the 5 other surfaces. But what I adopt is something different. I just replicate this UMG, it instances 5 times here, okay? And set my static mesh UV layout according to this in 3ds Max. I can do this in material, in Unreal Material also, but I already set them. So the plane here get this texture, second one this, third, fourth, and fifth, okay? Yes, you can check it right there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am just using 5 meshes and 5 hard-coded meshes. I can't make them 6, but you can. With the help of Blueprint, I can change my logic. Like, I just need to have one mesh, and I can make instance of it and change my UMG accordingly. So there are so many ways by which we can do this. How I did this for webinar is a very basic mechanism. Okay, so start with this one. What I did, I just initialize not my variables, just initialize an event here, okay? For player name, player number, player image, right here, okay? And what it does is just initializing the input for this UMG. Now, how I get the UMG, how I get this widget blueprint, this one, into another, because we have user widget enabled right here. You see, every widget blueprint that you created comes in the category of user created widgets. So you can always drag them into new widgets, okay? Right from there. It is very handy. So what I did, I just dragged my widget into this, and this is how I did this. This is how I get it. I just let me check the size, 2560. Right click, user interface, widget blueprint, make custom size, and what is the name of my blueprint? It's a player card, widget player card, right? And in the user, just type it, widget player card, right here. And before dragging it to the canvas panel, I'm just going to create horizontal grid box, horizontal box. It is very good when you need to align something horizontally, right? And I just drag my widget play card right here. One, then I duplicate, make it a duplicate, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5. And I think I need to check something like this. It's there, you see? And when I have it right here, I can get it, all properties, events, and function. Just drag one of them, and I will show you how. What event we have right here, what function we have right here, update player function, okay? What I did, just type update player, and it's there. Now I'm using this blueprint to control this widget, okay? Just create three public variable and connect them accordingly. This is all I did. But what you can do right here, just close it down. What you can do right here is to, instead of doing it and repeating yourself with each of the widget that we have right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you need to repeat yourself 5 times. I just create an array, okay? Just combine them into single array, and that array carries all of my blueprint, and using this array, I implement all of the logic all together from 1 to 5, all of them, okay? So it is a very basic and very handy way of doing things, right? So this is how it works. After that, we already have, what I did is very simple, because I have the animation logic inside my blueprint also. I'm just animating these stuff, okay? Before that, we didn't do this with the UMG, with the actor blueprint that we have just created, okay? But in this example, we have. So what I did in my control application, it's something like this. This is my UMG. This is my blueprint with 5 static meshes. I am using the trigger function, okay, and just sequence it to trigger my UMG and my static meshes as well. These are my textures right here, okay, and on the basis of these nodes, I have created this interface. Okay, so what you see right now is something like this. Let me put it maybe aside or somewhere. No, I can't. Okay, just and okay, let me do it from there. Okay, I have my UMG here. I can change any texture from the disk also. Just update texture, and when I trigger this event, first let me set it right there. Okay, and something like this. So it is the same workflow that I described you guys. Okay, nothing changed. Just I in a number of static meshes is like from 1, now you can see it's 5 and maybe more. So I am just projecting my UMG, my widget blueprint on that wall, which I can hide or unhide, whatever I want. Okay, and what I am doing with these things, it's just a same UMG projection over there. So when you play the UMG function, so when you play, it plays like this. And my static mesh animation is there. So when I play this, it plays like this. Okay, so it's just a very basic overview of the things, right? And I think we already exceed an hour.
Maybe 1.5 hours now, but it's okay.
It's okay.
In total.
So, Naime,
yeah,
we have?
Yes, we have 4 questions. I'll just start with one. Like it's about like I'll leave the other one for the last. Maybe it's asking, one of our users, attendees are asking, does a texture always need to be in a texture brush, or can I load textures directly from the hard drive instead of creating for every player a texture brush? So if I want to use multiple teams of soccer players, I need to create tons of texture brushes. So I think I've covered it. But do you have to create texture brush for every soccer player?
No, I don't think so that you need to create, if you have a soccer player, like 11 of the team, members of the team. So you have 11 different images, and you want to change each image, and no one knows that what image you're going to swap with what. Okay, yes. So you need to have separate changeable public variable for each texture, but you don't need to create the same logic, repeat the same logic for each of them. There are several ways of doing this: making an array, looping it with for each loop, or maybe enumeration or something. And it's all about your blueprint knowledge. That's it. So,
or you create a texture pin that you connect
to the media input, and that's it. So let me again. I just want to share my screen. Play it again, and from the node graph. Just here. Where is there it is? Okay, so there are 11 players. Okay, and you want to change the texture. Definitely, you need each of them. You need. I have 5 players, so I have 5 brushes here. So I need to connect it one by one. So if you want to do it like hard-coded thing, so you just put your texture into the Unreal, and or even you can do something like this. You can export your texture from Unreal, and it comes like a texture node here, which is the drop down. So you can just copy and paste each node with and connect it with the players, and select your from the drop down the list of the players.
Oh, like
yeah, it's a drop down
in the action builder. And
exactly.
Choose that property.
Yeah, there are hundreds of ways of minimizing the workload when we have several teams. Yeah, someone is preparing graphics for Olympics. What happened? Yeah. So there are several ways.
Yeah, they choose a team and it comes with its flag, its country, and whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All depends on your blueprints.
So this is what I'm going to tell you, and you can check this one too. It's very good. If you have to export your texture from reality, let me show you. Here we go. Whenever you export your texture, it comes in a separate category in the node graph. So you can just drop down, click on the drop down menu and select the proper. So there may be 2 drop downs there in the node graph, and you can select 2 different teams and swap the textures from there. So it's a very convenient way to do this.
Yeah, many ways to do that in reality. That's what I like. One other question might be related to action builder again. Can we have ease animation option there?
In the action builder?
I think when you were doing this messy animation, they asked this question.
Oh, in
ease animation inside UMGs, I think.
Yes.
I think yes. Yeah.
I've already shared my screen, right?
Yes, it's shared. If it's not, just type in the chat box.
Yes. Here we go.
And that's the default one, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's a complete curve editor here. You can set your ease and ease in and ease out from the curve, or even if you want, we have a separate node and ease in and ease out node in the blueprint also. I've just covered that in my last webinar.
Yeah, you can check the first webinar's video recording, I guess.
It's there.